Welcome to Power Books. Today we're diving into one of the most transformative books for entrepreneurs and small business owners, The E-Myth Revisited: Why Most Small Businesses Don't Work and What to Do About It by MichaelEGerber. If you're new to Power Books, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, where we break down powerful books on success, business, self-help, and motivation, so you can apply their lessons directly to your own journey. Now, let's talk about The E-Myth Revisited. This book tackles a crucial question. Why do so many small businesses struggle, and what can owners do to ensure lasting success? MichaelEGerber, a business coach and consultant, has spent decades helping entrepreneurs escape the common pitfalls of running a small business. His book is packed with insights into the traps most new business owners fall into, and provides a roadmap for building a business that doesn't just depend on the owner's hard work, but can grow independently. Gerber's central idea is the entrepreneurial myth, which he calls the E-Myth. He argues that many small businesses are started by technicians, people with specific technical skills who believe they can build a business around those skills. The myth, Gerber says, is that technical skill alone will lead to business success. But as he reveals, the real key is learning to work on your business, not just in it. This book is more than just a guide. It's a powerful call to action to change the way you think about business. Gerber uses stories, relatable examples, and clear steps to help owners transition from struggling day-to-day operators to visionary entrepreneurs who create something that lasts. In this audiobook summary, we'll break down each chapter, highlighting the essential strategies Gerber shares. You'll learn about his system for business success, the 3 roles every owner needs to master: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur, and how to transform your business into what Gerber calls a franchise prototype. Whether you're a small business owner, aspiring entrepreneur, or just looking to gain more freedom in your work, this summary has something for you. All right, let's jump into the E-Myth Revisited and uncover the lessons that can take any business from good to great. Ready to get started? Chapter 1, The Entrepreneurial Myth. Introduction to the Entrepreneurial Myth, E-Myth. MichaelEGerber opens the E-Myth Revisited with an insightful premise. Most small businesses fail not because of a lack of effort or even skill, but due to a deeply flawed understanding of what it means to be an entrepreneur. Gerber calls this misunderstanding the entrepreneurial myth, or the E-Myth. In this chapter, he highlights how the assumptions that drive people to start their own businesses often lead them down a path of frustration, burnout, and ultimately, failure. Gerber's primary lesson in this chapter is that successful entrepreneurship requires a balanced approach that goes beyond technical expertise. It involves a deep understanding of business dynamics, strategic vision, and systems thinking. The myth of the technician turned business owner. Gerber argues that many small business owners are technicians at heart. They excel at a particular skill or trade and decide to turn that expertise into a business. For example, a talented baker might believe that their skill in baking will naturally translate into a successful bakery business. This assumption, Gerber points out, is deeply flawed. Being good at a technical task does not equate to being able to manage, grow, and sustain a business around that task. Technician mindset. The technician believes that if they work hard enough, success will follow. However, Gerber explains that the technician's approach leads to a hands-on role that becomes overwhelming and unsustainable. Instead of building a business, they end up creating a job for themselves, where they are the worker, manager, and visionary all in one. This mindset limits growth and prevents the business from scaling or operating independently. The role, conflict. In a business, the owner must play 3 roles: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. Most small business owners start out solely as technicians, which makes it difficult to step back and view the business from a broader perspective. Gerber argues that to build a successful business, owners must balance these 3 roles, rather than getting trapped in the technician role. The need for an entrepreneurial perspective. Gerber introduces the concept of the entrepreneurial perspective, which is fundamentally different from the technician's day-to-day approach. The entrepreneurial perspective focuses on creating systems and processes that allow the business to function without the owner's constant involvement. Building systems. Instead of working solely on tasks, an entrepreneur focuses on designing and refining systems that enable the business to deliver consistent results. This system-oriented approach allows the business to scale and operate independently, which is crucial for growth. Long-term vision. While the technician is focused on getting through the day's tasks, the entrepreneurial perspective involves setting a long-term vision and working strategically to achieve it. Gerber argues that this shift in perspective is essential for building a business that is resilient and adaptable. The trap of working in your business versus working on your business. A famous takeaway from Gerber's work is the distinction between working in the business versus working on the business. He explains that small business owners often become so absorbed in daily operations that they fail to step back and view their business objectively. Working in the business. This involves handling the day-to-day tasks, putting out fires, and ensuring the immediate needs of the business are met. While this is necessary, it consumes time and energy that could be used for growth and development. Working on the business. To succeed long-term, owners need to work on improving systems, developing new strategies, and creating a scalable model. Gerber emphasizes that by working on the business, the owner can focus on growth and innovation instead of being constantly tied to operational tasks. The importance of building a business model. Gerber stresses the need for a clear business model that allows for consistency and scalability. This model should define how the business operates, from production to customer service, and should include standardized processes that can be replicated without constant input from the owner. Franchise thinking. Gerber introduces the concept of franchise thinking, even for businesses that have no intention of franchising. This involves creating a business prototype that functions efficiently and can be replicated. The idea is to develop systems that make the business independent of any one person's involvement, creating a model that can deliver consistent results. Creating predictable outcomes. Gerber argues that successful businesses are built on predictable outcomes. By defining and refining processes, owners can ensure a consistent customer experience, improve efficiency, and reduce reliance on any single individual, including themselves. Redefining success and avoiding burnout. One of the key insights in this chapter is the need to redefine success. Gerber explains that many small business owners equate success with hard work and dedication. While these qualities are important, they are not enough to sustain a business in the long run. Avoiding burnout. Technicians often find themselves overwhelmed by the demands of running a business. Gerber argues that without systems in place, the owner becomes indispensable to the business, leading to burnout and stagnation. By focusing on systems and delegating tasks, owners can avoid this cycle and create a more sustainable model. Creating value beyond skill. For Gerber, true success comes from creating value that goes beyond technical skill. A successful business is one that can deliver value consistently, regardless of who is running it on any given day. This shift from skill to value creation is a fundamental mindset change that is necessary for building a business that lasts. The entrepreneurial seizure. Gerber introduces the concept of the entrepreneurial seizure, a moment when a technician decides to start their own business, usually driven by frustration or a desire for independence. While this decision is understandable, it often leads to a rude awakening when the technician realizes that running a business requires more than technical skill. The reality check. The entrepreneurial seizure is often followed by a reality check, where the new business owner realizes that they lack the skills to manage, grow, and sustain the business. Gerber argues that this realization is an essential step in the journey, as it forces the owner to confront the need for an entrepreneurial perspective. Moving beyond the seizure. To succeed, the owner must move beyond the initial excitement and take a structured approach to building the business. This involves learning new skills, adopting a long-term vision, and developing systems that can support growth. Shifting from technician to entrepreneur. The final lesson in this chapter is the need to shift from a technician mindset to an entrepreneurial mindset. Gerber argues that this shift is not optional. It is essential for building a sustainable business. Learning to delegate. A key part of the entrepreneurial mindset is the ability to delegate effectively. Technicians often struggle with delegation, as they are accustomed to doing everything themselves. Gerber encourages owners to delegate tasks and empower employees, allowing them to focus on strategy and growth. Building a legacy. Gerber emphasizes that the goal of any business should be to create something that can outlast the owner. By adopting an entrepreneurial perspective, business owners can build a legacy, creating a business that provides value even in their absence. Conclusion of Chapter 1. In Chapter 1, Gerber lays the foundation for the rest of the book by challenging the assumptions that drive many small business owners. He argues that success requires more than just technical skill. It requires a strategic, systems-oriented approach that focuses on creating value, building a scalable model, and adopting an entrepreneurial mindset. For business owners stuck in the daily grind, this chapter offers a wake-up call and a roadmap for creating a business that is built to last. Chapter 2, The Turnkey Revolution, a New View of Business. In Chapter 2, Gerber introduces the concept of the turnkey revolution, a foundational idea that redefines the way small business owners should approach their business. This revolution, inspired by the success of franchises, emphasizes creating a business that runs with a high degree of consistency and independence from the owner. Gerber explains that adopting a turnkey mindset is crucial for any small business looking to succeed and grow sustainably. The franchise prototype, a model of success. Gerber draws from the world of franchising, particularly highlighting the success of McDonald's. He explains that McDonald's founder Ray Kroc didn't just create a fast food restaurant. He built a franchise prototype, a business model that could be duplicated seamlessly across various locations while delivering consistent quality, service, and efficiency. This franchise model relies on systems and processes that ensure each location operates with the same standard, regardless of who manages it. Creating a business prototype. Gerber encourages small business owners to develop a prototype that could be replicated, similar to the franchise model. This doesn't mean every business needs to become a franchise. Rather, it involves designing the business as if it could be duplicated. The key is to build a model that's self-sustaining and doesn't require constant intervention from the owner. Consistency through systems. At the core of the franchise prototype is consistency. A successful franchise operates with standardized processes for every aspect of the business, from production to customer service. Gerber argues that this level of standardization is what enables businesses like McDonald's to maintain their quality and brand reputation across multiple locations. Small businesses can benefit from this approach by implementing detailed processes and protocols. Why small businesses need the turnkey approach. According to Gerber, the traditional view of small businesses is limited and often leads to failure. Most small businesses rely heavily on the skills and knowledge of their owners, which makes them vulnerable and difficult to scale. Gerber contrasts this with the turnkey approach, which focuses on building a business that operates independently of any single person's expertise. Reducing dependency on the owner. Many small business owners are so deeply involved in the daily operations that their business can't function without them. This dependency limits growth and often leads to burnout for the owner. Gerber's turnkey revolution encourages owners to shift from being doers to becoming system designers, who create processes that allow the business to run smoothly without their constant involvement. A scalable model. A business built on the turnkey model is inherently more scalable because it doesn't rely on the owner's personal input for success. Gerber points out that if a business owner wants to grow, they must adopt a mindset that prioritizes scalable systems over hands-on involvement. This shift in mindset enables small businesses to grow in a sustainable way. Developing your own franchise prototype. To implement the turnkey approach, Gerber provides a roadmap for creating a franchise prototype, which involves detailed planning, standardization, and a shift in perspective. Start with the end in mind. Gerber suggests that business owners should begin by visualizing the final, complete version of their business, the business they ultimately want to have. This vision becomes the foundation for the systems and processes they will put in place. By starting with the end in mind, owners can reverse engineer the steps needed to create a business that runs smoothly and consistently. Documenting systems and processes. Gerber emphasizes the importance of documenting every process within the business, from operations to customer interactions. This documentation acts as a guide for employees, ensuring that tasks are completed consistently. Gerber points out that a lack of documentation often leads to inconsistency and confusion, which can harm the business's reputation and efficiency. Creating a consistent customer experience. One of the key benefits of the turnkey approach is the ability to offer a consistent customer experience. Gerber explains that customers return to a business because they know what to expect. By standardizing processes, businesses can deliver a reliable experience, building customer trust and loyalty. The role of innovation in the franchise prototype. Gerber argues that while standardization is essential, it shouldn't stifle innovation. In fact, he believes that innovation plays a critical role in developing a successful franchise prototype. Innovation should be incorporated into the business model in a way that enhances processes and adds value without sacrificing consistency. Continuous improvement. Gerber encourages business owners to view innovation as a continuous process rather than a one-time effort. By regularly evaluating and improving their systems, owners can keep the business efficient, relevant, and responsive to changes in the market. Balancing innovation with consistency. Gerber warns against excessive experimentation that can lead to inconsistency. He suggests that owners strike a balance by integrating innovative practices that improve customer experience and operational efficiency, while maintaining core processes that define the brand. Turning employees into system-oriented partners. Gerber highlights the importance of building a team that understands and respects the systems in place. In a turnkey business model, employees play a critical role in maintaining consistency and delivering a reliable customer experience. Gerber argues that training employees to follow established processes is essential for success. Hiring for fit with the system. Gerber suggests that hiring should focus not only on skills, but also on a candidate's willingness to adhere to systems. Employees should be selected based on their ability to fit within the structured environment of the franchise prototype. Empowering through training. Training is a crucial component of the turnkey approach. By providing thorough training on each system and process, owners can empower their employees to perform tasks consistently and confidently. This investment in training ensures that employees can deliver the same level of quality and service that customers expect. The value of orchestration. Orchestration, as Gerber explains, is the process of coordinating every aspect of the business to create a seamless, unified experience. In a turnkey business, every element of the operation should be orchestrated to work together harmoniously. Achieving a smooth operation. Orchestration is about ensuring that each part of the business works together seamlessly. From the moment a customer walks in the door to the final product they receive, every interaction should reflect the business's values and standards. Gerber argues that this level of orchestration is what makes franchises like McDonald's successful. Brand consistency. Through orchestration, small businesses can create a consistent brand identity. By controlling each element of the customer experience, the business can build a reputation for reliability and quality. Gerber emphasizes that brand consistency builds trust with customers and sets the business apart from competitors. Applying the turnkey revolution to small businesses. Gerber believes that any small business can benefit from adopting the turnkey mindset, even if they have no intention of becoming a franchise. The key is to shift the focus from the owner's skills to creating a replicable model that can operate without constant oversight. A scalable approach for all businesses. Gerber reassures small business owners that they don't need to be large franchises to apply the principles of the turnkey revolution. By adopting a franchise-like model, small businesses can improve their efficiency, deliver consistent quality, and reduce the owner's workload, making growth more achievable. Building value beyond the owner. One of the most significant benefits of the turnkey approach is that it builds value in the business itself, rather than solely in the owner's abilities. By creating a business that functions independently, owners create a valuable asset that can be sold, expanded, or passed on without losing its identity or quality. Key takeaways from the turnkey revolution. Gerber's turnkey revolution is more than a strategy. it's a mindset shift that challenges traditional views on small business ownership. Instead of relying on the owner's skills and constant involvement, the turnkey approach focuses on building a self-sustaining, scalable model that offers consistent value. Adopt a systems mindset. Gerber encourages owners to view every part of their business as a system that can be refined, documented, and taught to others. This approach transforms the business from a job into a scalable enterprise. Focus on replicability. By creating a prototype that can be replicated, business owners can achieve greater consistency and reduce the risk of burnout. Replicability enables small businesses to grow and evolve, even as the owner steps back from day-to-day operations. Prioritize brand consistency. The turnkey revolution teaches owners the importance of creating a consistent brand experience. This consistency builds trust with customers, strengthens the brand, and sets the business apart from competitors. Conclusion of Chapter 2. In Chapter 2, Gerber introduces the turnkey revolution, a powerful concept that redefines the way small businesses operate. By focusing on systems, consistency, and replicability, business owners can create a model that runs independently of their skills and involvement. Gerber's turnkey approach offers a roadmap for small businesses to achieve long-term success, scalability, and independence, setting the foundation for a sustainable, growth-oriented enterprise. Chapter 3: Infancy, the Technician's Phase. In Chapter 3, Gerber explores the infancy stage of a small business, a period where the business is heavily reliant on the owner's technical skills, energy, and dedication. This phase typically follows the initial excitement of starting a business, where many business owners operate under the assumption that doing what they're skilled at is all they need to succeed. However, as Gerber explains, this dependence on the owner's personal efforts and technical expertise can quickly lead to exhaustion, burnout, and ultimately stagnation or failure if the business does not transition out of infancy and into more structured growth. The role of the technician in infancy. Gerber describes small business owners as having three distinct personas, which he introduced in earlier chapters: the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. The technician is the person who is skilled at a particular task or trade, someone who excels at the doing of the work. In infancy, the technician dominates. The business, at this point, revolves entirely around the owner's technical skills and hands-on labor. Single-person dependency. In the technician's phase, the business is entirely dependent on the owner's ability to perform the work. This often means long hours and intense involvement in every aspect of the business, from service or product creation to customer relations and administration. This creates an illusion of control, but it actually limits the business because it's so dependent on the owner. Exhaustion and burnout. Gerber explains that infancy is often marked by high energy and excitement initially, but that it doesn't take long before the owner feels overwhelmed. They work longer and harder, attempting to keep up with demand, but this approach is unsustainable. As a result, business owners often experience burnout and frustration, which can lead them to question their decision to start a business in the first place. The illusion of success. During this phase, owners may feel successful as their skills generate income and keep the business running. However, this success is fragile as it's built on the owner's efforts rather than a scalable model. Without proper systems, the business cannot grow beyond what the owner can personally handle, which stunts its potential. The challenges of the technician's mindset. Gerber explains that most people start a business to escape the limitations of working for someone else. They believe that by going into business for themselves, they can be free from a boss and have control over their work. However, the technician's mindset is fundamentally flawed when applied to running a business. Limited view of business ownership. The technician sees the business as simply an extension of their skill set. They think, if I can do the work, I can run a business that does this work. But this is a limited view of business ownership. Owning a business requires a broader perspective, encompassing planning, management, and strategic thinking. Avoidance of management and strategy. Technicians often avoid the roles of manager and entrepreneur, which are necessary for sustainable growth. Instead, they focus on the hands-on work they enjoy, even if it means neglecting crucial aspects of the business. This tendency to avoid management responsibilities often leads to chaotic operations, where the owner is pulled in multiple directions and struggles to keep up. The comfort zone trap. Technicians tend to retreat into their comfort zone, which is doing the work they know best. When the business grows and requires them to step into managerial or entrepreneurial roles, technicians often resist, returning to the familiar tasks that initially brought them success. This resistance to change can ultimately trap the business in a cycle of stagnation. The risks of staying in infancy. Gerber describes infancy as a fragile phase for a business. If the owner remains in the technician's role for too long, the business becomes unsustainable. Over-reliance on the owner's skills and energy poses several risks. Inability to scale. As the business grows, the demands on the owner increase. Since the business is entirely reliant on their technical skills, it cannot scale effectively. The owner can only work so many hours in a day, so the business is limited by their personal capacity. Inconsistent quality. Without clear systems and processes, the quality of work can become inconsistent. When the owner is handling every aspect, from production to customer service, they may rush or cut corners under pressure, compromising the quality that initially attracted customers. Vulnerability to setbacks. The technician's phase makes the business highly vulnerable to personal setbacks. If the owner becomes ill, takes time off, or experiences a personal crisis, the entire business suffers. Without a self-sustaining structure, the business is at risk whenever the owner cannot work. Burnout. The technician's phase is often characterized by long hours and intense involvement. The owner's dedication may initially drive the business forward, but it leads to exhaustion over time. Without support, the owner is likely to burn out, leading to a potential crisis in the business. The need for a shift in perspective. Gerber argues that for a business to survive and grow beyond infancy, the owner must shift from the technician's mindset to a more balanced perspective that includes the roles of the manager and the entrepreneur. This transition requires the owner to recognize that a successful business is not solely about performing technical work. It's about building a system that can operate independently of their direct involvement. From doer to leader, Gerber emphasizes that business owners must move beyond simply doing the work. They need to think about building a system that can perform the work without constant oversight. This shift requires a transition from being the primary worker to becoming a leader who organizes and supports the work of others. Embracing the roles of manager and entrepreneur, Gerber encourages business owners to adopt the perspectives of both the manager and the entrepreneur. The manager focuses on order and efficiency, creating systems that keep the business running smoothly. The entrepreneur, meanwhile, focuses on vision and growth, looking for opportunities to innovate and expand the business. Developing a system-dependent business. Gerber introduces the idea of creating a system-dependent business rather than a people-dependent one. This approach involves setting up processes and systems that anyone can follow, rather than relying on the unique skills of the owner or any individual. Standardization. Gerber recommends that business owners standardize tasks to ensure consistency and efficiency. By documenting procedures and creating guidelines, owners can build a framework that supports employees in delivering quality work. Training and delegation. Training is crucial in a system-dependent business. When tasks are standardized, they can be easily taught to others. This allows the owner to delegate responsibilities, freeing up their time to focus on strategic growth. Building a scalable model. A system-dependent business is easier to scale because it doesn't rely on the owner's direct involvement. With clear processes in place, the business can grow beyond the owner's personal capacity, allowing it to expand and reach new customers without compromising quality. Key takeaways from Chapter 3. 1. Infancy is unsustainable. The technician's phase, where the owner does all the work, is not sustainable in the long term. It limits growth, increases vulnerability, and leads to burnout. 2. Broader perspective needed. To move beyond infancy, the owner must adopt the perspectives of both the manager and the entrepreneur, focusing on systems, organization, and growth rather than just technical work. 3. System-dependent business. Gerber stresses the importance of creating a system-dependent business that operates based on standardized processes rather than individual skills. This shift allows the business to function smoothly, even when the owner is not directly involved. 4. Delegation and training. Standardized processes enable effective training and delegation, which are essential for freeing up the owner's time and allowing the business to grow sustainably. Conclusion of Chapter 3. Chapter 3 serves as a wake-up call for small business owners stuck in the technicians phase. Gerber highlights the importance of stepping back and viewing the business as an entity that needs structure, systems, and a vision to survive and grow. Without moving beyond infancy, the business remains limited by the owner's capacity, making it vulnerable to setbacks and prone to stagnation. By shifting to a system-dependent approach, business owners can build a scalable model that supports growth, sustainability, and long-term success. Chapter 4. Adolescence, getting some help. As businesses grow, they reach a point where the owner can no longer do everything themselves. This phase, which Gerber calls adolescence, involves the business owner hiring help and transitioning into a managerial role. While the technicians phase focuses on doing the work, adolescence marks the beginning of learning to manage and delegate. However, many business owners struggle during this phase because they lack managerial experience or systems, leading to chaos, mismanagement, or even a return to a solo operation. The push for help. Once a business hits adolescence, it typically has more customers, more tasks, and more responsibilities than the owner alone can handle. This pressure forces the owner to consider hiring help, whether that be employees, contractors, or part-time assistants. Gerber explains that while hiring may seem like a straightforward solution, it introduces new complexities and requires a shift in mindset. Reluctance to let go. Many small business owners, especially those who identify strongly as technicians, are uncomfortable handing over work to others. They fear that employees won't do things the right way, and often believe that no one can perform the work as well as they can. This reluctance can cause them to hover over employees or even take back tasks, preventing the delegation process from succeeding. The illusion of control. In adolescence, the owner's initial solution is often to delegate without fully letting go of control. They hire someone to help, but either don't provide clear guidelines or continue to monitor every detail. This approach creates confusion and can discourage new hires, as they aren't empowered to do their jobs independently. Balancing quality and quantity. As the business grows, the owner must balance maintaining quality with meeting increased demand. Without clear systems in place, delegating tasks becomes challenging, and the business risks delivering inconsistent results. The transition from doer to manager. Gerber emphasizes that adolescence is a critical time for owners to learn the skills of management. This means moving away from simply doing the work, and instead focusing on organizing, supporting, and guiding the work of others. From hands-on to hands-off, successful delegation requires the owner to step back and trust employees to handle tasks. This transition involves a change in mindset, where the owner's role shifts from task execution to oversight and support. Letting go is essential for growth, as it frees the owner's time and allows them to focus on strategic planning. Developing trust. Gerber stresses that trust is essential in the managerial phase. Business owners must trust their employees to execute tasks properly, even if it's not exactly how they would do it. By empowering employees and allowing them to take ownership of their roles, owners can foster a more effective and motivated team. Avoiding micromanagement. Gerber warns against the tendency to micromanage. While the transition to delegation can be uncomfortable, hovering over employees or constantly revising their work only hinders productivity. Successful managers provide guidance, but allow employees room to operate within their roles. The need for systems. Gerber highlights that as a business grows, informal processes become insufficient. To ensure consistency, scalability, and efficiency, business owners need to implement systems that guide every aspect of operations. Systems allow employees to understand their roles, complete tasks consistently, and make decisions without constant oversight. Defining roles and responsibilities. In adolescence, it becomes crucial to define specific roles and responsibilities. Without clarity, employees may duplicate efforts, overlook tasks, or become frustrated by unclear expectations. Creating job descriptions and outlining specific duties helps employees understand their roles and ensures that all necessary work is covered. Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs. Gerber emphasizes that SOPs are the backbone of a successful business. By documenting processes, owners create a reference for employees, allowing them to perform tasks consistently. SOPs also make it easier to onboard new hires as they provide clear guidelines that anyone can follow. Creating consistency. Systems are essential for delivering a consistent customer experience. Without standardized procedures, each employee may approach tasks differently, leading to inconsistent results. Gerber explains that customers expect the same quality every time, and systems help ensure that standard. Challenges of the adolescent business. Many businesses struggle to navigate adolescence successfully, leading to common pitfalls. Gerber explains that without the right structure and mindset, business owners often face a range of challenges that can stunt growth. Over-reliance on key employees. When a business lacks systems, it becomes reliant on specific employees to know how things are done. This over-reliance can backfire if key employees leave or underperform, as there's no structure in place to replace them easily. Gerber warns that this dependency creates vulnerability and puts the business at risk. Lack of training and development. Without proper systems, employees may not receive adequate training, leading to inconsistent work quality. Owners who rush into hiring without a clear onboarding process often find that new employees struggle to meet expectations, which can lead to turnover or poor performance. Communication breakdowns. As the business grows, communication becomes more challenging. In infancy, the owner can keep track of everything themselves, but in adolescence, they must communicate effectively with their team. Miscommunication can lead to mistakes, duplicated work, and frustration. The 3 stages of the adolescent crisis. Gerber explains that businesses in adolescence often encounter a cycle of crises when they don't have proper systems or management practices in place. He identifies 3 stages of this crisis. 1. The growth crisis. As the business grows, the owner hires help to manage the workload. However, without systems and defined roles, the business experiences chaos, inefficiency, and potential quality issues. 2. The management crisis. With increased demand and responsibilities, the owner realizes they can no longer handle everything alone. They attempt to manage employees, but find themselves unprepared for the managerial role. Without systems, managing people becomes a source of stress and frustration. 3. The financial crisis. Poor management and lack of efficiency often lead to financial issues. The business may face cash flow problems, debt, or a lack of profitability. This crisis highlights the need for better systems, as financial challenges make it clear that the business's current operations are unsustainable. Solutions for navigating adolescence. Gerber offers practical advice for business owners to successfully navigate adolescence. The solutions he proposes revolve around creating a structured, scalable operation that empowers employees, maintains quality, and supports growth. Systematize everything. Gerber encourages business owners to create a documented system for every aspect of the business. By systematizing tasks, the owner can ensure that employees follow the same standards and perform consistently. Systems also provide clarity, reducing confusion, and improving efficiency. Hire strategically. Rather than hiring quickly to handle immediate needs, owners should hire strategically, seeking employees who align with the business's values and goals. This approach fosters a team that is dedicated to the company's vision and reduces turnover. Focus on training. Training is essential for ensuring that employees understand their roles, expectations, and responsibilities. Gerber recommends creating a formal training program, using SOPs as a guide to help employees integrate smoothly and perform to standard. Develop a leadership mindset. Transitioning from a technician to a manager requires a leadership mindset. Gerber emphasizes the importance of adopting a long-term perspective, where the owner thinks about the future of the business, the systems it needs, and the team that will support it. Embrace delegation. Gerber encourages owners to fully embrace delegation by trusting employees to carry out tasks independently. When employees are empowered, they are more engaged, productive, and likely to take ownership of their roles, reducing the burden on the owner. Key takeaways from Chapter 4. 1. Transition from technician to manager. Adolescence is a pivotal time for business owners to shift their focus from doing the work themselves to managing and supporting others. 2. The importance of systems. Systems are essential for maintaining quality, consistency, and efficiency as the business grows. Without systems, the business becomes chaotic and difficult to manage. Strategic hiring and training. Hiring strategically and focusing on training ensure that employees align with the business's goals and are equipped to perform their roles effectively. 4. Avoiding the pitfalls of dependency. Over-reliance on key employees and micromanagement can lead to problems in adolescence. By systematizing and delegating, the business reduces its vulnerability to staff turnover and operational disruptions. 5. Developing a leadership perspective. Business owners must adopt a leadership mindset, focusing on long-term growth, scalability, and building a team that can sustain the business without constant oversight. Conclusion of Chapter 4. Chapter 4 highlights the importance of moving beyond the technician's phase by embracing systems, delegation, and leadership. Gerber's insights into adolescence reveal that the ability to manage people, create clear systems, and trust others to handle responsibilities is essential for a sustainable, scalable business. The owner's ability to transition into a managerial role, develop effective processes, and empower employees ultimately determines whether the business will continue growing or regress back to infancy. Chapter 5. Beyond the Comfort Zone. In Beyond the Comfort Zone, Gerber introduces the concept of how owners' habits, beliefs, and fears often hold their businesses back. This chapter addresses the psychological barriers that keep business owners from growing their companies beyond their individual comfort zones. Gerber emphasizes that breaking free from these self-imposed limitations is essential for achieving long-term success. To move forward, owners must adopt a growth mindset and be willing to challenge their own perspectives, skills, and practices. Understanding the comfort zone in business. Gerber defines the comfort zone as the mental and emotional space in which a person feels familiar, at ease, and in control. For business owners, this comfort zone is often rooted in the tasks they know well, usually the technical work that got the business started. However, relying on this comfort zone is counterproductive in the long run, as it prevents owners from developing the skills necessary to lead, manage, and scale their businesses effectively. Reliance on familiar tasks. Many small business owners remain comfortable doing the hands-on work of their businesses, often the technician role, as these tasks are familiar and give them a sense of control. However, as the business grows, this attachment to technical work becomes a bottleneck, preventing owners from delegating and limiting the business's ability to scale. Fear of failure and change. Owners may avoid stepping outside their comfort zone due to fear of failure. Taking on new responsibilities, implementing new systems, or hiring employees all carry a degree of risk. Gerber explains that business owners often resist change because it feels uncomfortable and unpredictable, even if it is necessary for growth. The illusion of security. Staying in one's comfort zone can create an illusion of security, as it allows the owner to believe that they are keeping things under control. However, Gerber argues that this control is superficial and actually makes the business more vulnerable to external risks. Relying solely on one's technical skills or personal efforts to sustain the business limits its potential and stifles long-term success. The growth mindset and embracing discomfort. To overcome the limitations of the comfort zone, Gerber encourages business owners to adopt a growth mindset. This involves being open to new ideas, taking calculated risks, and continually learning. The willingness to learn. Moving beyond the comfort zone requires business owners to be willing to learn new skills, especially those related to management, leadership, and strategic planning. Gerber emphasizes that embracing a growth mindset enables owners to see challenges as opportunities for development rather than as threats. Adapting to changing roles. Gerber explains that successful business growth often requires the owner to transition from a technician's role into a manager and eventually an entrepreneur. Each of these roles requires different skills and perspectives, and moving beyond the comfort zone means letting go of the tasks that no longer serve the business's best interests. The power of delegation. Letting go of day-to-day tasks is often difficult for owners who are used to handling everything themselves. However, effective delegation is crucial for growth. Gerber explains that by empowering employees and trusting them to handle specific roles, owners free up their own time for strategic planning and development. Systems as a way to overcome fear. Gerber suggests that systems are an effective tool for owners to build confidence and reduce fear. By creating structured, repeatable processes for every aspect of the business, owners gain control over outcomes without having to do everything themselves. Systems provide predictability, which in turn makes it easier to move beyond the comfort zone. Defining and documenting processes. Gerber emphasizes the importance of creating documented processes for every task in the business, from customer service to order fulfillment. This systematization reduces reliance on the owner's personal oversight and ensures that the business can run consistently even as new employees come on board. Consistency and quality control. Well-designed systems ensure that quality is maintained as the business scales. When employees follow established procedures, the business can deliver a consistent experience to customers, which builds trust and enhances reputation. Gerber notes that this consistency can give the owner peace of mind and help reduce the need for constant oversight. Creating a self-sustaining business. By implementing systems, the business becomes less dependent on the owner's involvement in every task. This self-sustaining structure allows the business to grow beyond the owner's personal capacity, making it more resilient and scalable. Gerber argues that this approach is essential for any business aiming to achieve lasting success. Facing the growth crisis head-on. Gerber explains that moving beyond the comfort zone often brings a period of growth crisis. This phase, marked by challenges and discomfort, is a normal part of expanding a business and should be expected. The chaos of expansion. As the business grows, new issues arise that weren't present in the early stages. These include managing larger teams, maintaining consistent quality, and handling increased demand. Gerber encourages business owners to view these challenges as a sign of progress rather than as problems, and to address them systematically rather than reactively. Hiring and training. Growth usually requires hiring new employees, which can be intimidating for owners who are used to working alone. Gerber emphasizes that hiring is not just about filling roles, it's about creating a team that aligns with the business's vision. Proper training, rooted in documented systems, ensures that new hires understand the business's standards and can perform effectively. Financial challenges. Scaling a business can also put financial strain on the company, requiring owners to invest in resources, equipment, or marketing. Gerber advises owners to budget for these expenses and see them as investments in the future success of the business. Overcoming mental barriers. Moving beyond the comfort zone is as much a mental shift as it is a practical one. Gerber explains that business owners must learn to recognize and overcome the psychological barriers that prevent growth. Letting go of perfectionism. Many small business owners struggle with perfectionism, believing that they must personally oversee every detail to ensure it's done right. Gerber argues that perfectionism often leads to micromanagement and burnout. He advises owners to accept that delegation may result in minor mistakes, but will ultimately allow the business to grow. Building confidence through action. Gerber encourages owners to build confidence by taking small steps outside their comfort zone, such as delegating a simple task or implementing a new system. Each successful action reinforces the owner's belief in their ability to manage a growing business and helps reduce fear. Developing resilience. Growth inevitably brings setbacks, and owners must develop resilience to face these challenges. Gerber suggests reframing setbacks as learning experiences and focusing on the long-term vision rather than temporary difficulties. Strategies for sustainable growth. Gerber concludes this chapter by providing practical strategies for business owners who are ready to move beyond their comfort zones and pursue sustainable growth. Invest in personal development. Gerber emphasizes that personal growth is essential for business growth. He encourages owners to seek out books, courses, and mentors that can help them develop the skills needed for managing and scaling a business. Set clear goals and measure progress. Setting measurable goals is crucial for tracking growth and staying motivated. Gerber suggests that owners outline specific milestones and regularly assess their progress. This focus on goal setting helps owners stay proactive rather than reactive. Network and seek support. Running a business can be isolating, especially for those who are used to doing everything themselves. Gerber advises owners to connect with other entrepreneurs, join business communities, or seek out mentorship. This support network can provide guidance, motivation, and a sense of accountability. Revisit the business's vision. Finally, Gerber recommends that owners continually revisit and refine their vision for the business. A clear vision serves as a guiding light, helping the owner stay focused and motivated even during challenging times. It also provides a framework for decision-making, ensuring that growth efforts are aligned with long-term goals. Key takeaways from Chapter 5. 1. Expand beyond the technician role. Growth requires business owners to move beyond their comfort zones and adopt new skills, especially in management, delegation, and strategic planning. 2. Adopt a growth mindset. A growth mindset helps owners view challenges as opportunities for development and reduces the fear of change or failure. 3. Build systems for consistency. Systems are essential for maintaining quality and consistency as the business scales. Documented processes help empower employees and make the business less dependent on the owner. 4. Prepare for growing pains. The growth process often brings a period of growth crisis with new challenges. Owners should expect this phase and address issues systematically. 5. Develop mental resilience. Overcoming perfectionism, building confidence, and developing resilience are key to moving beyond the comfort zone and achieving sustainable growth. Conclusion of Chapter 5. Chapter 5, Beyond the Comfort Zone, is a roadmap for business owners ready to step out of their habitual roles and grow their businesses sustainably. By confronting their fears, embracing a growth mindset, and developing systems, business owners can create a foundation for long-term success. Gerber's insights highlight that true growth requires both practical changes and a willingness to let go of old beliefs and behaviors, ultimately allowing the business to thrive independently of the owner's personal involvement. Chapter 6. Maturity and the Entrepreneurial Perspective. In Maturity and the Entrepreneurial Perspective, Gerber discusses the mindset shift needed to take a business to the next level. Maturity, in Gerber's terms, refers to the ability to envision the business as a fully developed, successful enterprise, even from its earliest stages. By adopting this entrepreneurial perspective, business owners can design their companies with growth and scalability in mind. The chapter explores how this approach differs from the technician mindset and offers practical guidance on building a sustainable, self-sufficient business that can thrive independently of the owner's constant involvement. The entrepreneurial perspective versus the technician's perspective. Gerber contrasts the entrepreneurial mindset with the technician's mindset, highlighting how these perspectives lead to entirely different approaches to business. Technician's perspective. Technicians view the business as an extension of their own skills and abilities. For them, the business is a job, a place where they can apply their technical skills to make a living. This perspective often limits the business to what the technician can personally handle, creating bottlenecks and preventing growth. Entrepreneurial perspective. In contrast, entrepreneurs see the business as a distinct entity with its own identity, goals, and potential. They focus on creating systems and processes that allow the business to function without their constant input. This perspective prioritizes long-term vision, scalability, and independence from the owner. Key difference: vision of the future. Gerber explains that the fundamental difference lies in the vision each perspective holds for the future. Technicians are often focused on day-to-day tasks and short-term results, while entrepreneurs think about what the business will look like in the future and design it to reach that vision. The importance of starting with the end in mind. Gerber introduces the idea of envisioning the end product from the beginning. He argues that successful business owners should design their companies with a clear picture of what the business will ultimately become. The vision for the business. Gerber emphasizes that having a clear vision provides a roadmap for decision-making and growth. By defining what they want the business to look like in its mature stage, owners can make purposeful choices that lead toward that outcome, rather than getting lost in day-to-day tasks. Building for sale, not just operation. Gerber suggests that owners should build their businesses as if they were going to sell them. This approach ensures that the business operates efficiently, can run without the owner and has well-defined systems in place. Even if the owner never intends to sell, this mindset shift makes the business more sustainable and attractive to investors, employees, and customers alike. Creating an exit strategy. Having an exit strategy is part of the entrepreneurial mindset. Gerber advises that thinking about the end game helps owners design the business with scalability and self-sufficiency in mind. Whether the exit involves selling the business, passing it on, or retiring, having this plan encourages owners to build a business that can thrive beyond their direct involvement. The franchise prototype model. Gerber introduces the franchise prototype concept as a model for building a scalable and efficient business. While the business may not actually become a franchise, he believes owners should design it as if it were going to be replicated in multiple locations. This approach ensures that systems, processes, and branding are all standardized, making the business reliable and scalable. Standardization and consistency. The franchise prototype relies on documented, repeatable processes that ensure every aspect of the business is executed consistently. This consistency makes it easier to train employees, deliver quality to customers, and manage operations efficiently. Empowering employees. By creating a franchise-like model, owners give employees clear guidelines and expectations, allowing them to perform their roles effectively without constant oversight. Gerber explains that employees who work within a structured system are more productive, satisfied, and empowered to contribute to the business's success. A business turnkey operation. The goal is to create a turnkey operation where anyone with minimal training can step in and operate the business effectively. This setup frees the owner from day-to-day tasks and enables them to focus on growth, innovation, and strategic planning. Key components of the entrepreneurial perspective. To adopt the entrepreneurial mindset, Gerber outlines several foundational elements that business owners should implement to design their businesses for maturity and sustainability. 1. Clear vision and purpose. A mature business begins with a clear vision of what the business will accomplish and the impact it will have. Owners should define this purpose early on, as it will guide every aspect of business development, from operations to branding to customer service. 2. Business goals and objectives. Gerber emphasizes that goals and objectives should be specific, measurable, and aligned with the business's long-term vision. Setting concrete targets keeps the business focused and motivated, providing benchmarks to assess progress. 3. Documented systems and processes. Systems are the backbone of a scalable business. Gerber recommends documenting every process, from customer service to inventory management, to ensure consistency and reduce reliance on any single individual. Delegation and employee empowerment. A mature business empowers its employees to take ownership of their roles, allowing the owner to step back and focus on growth. Gerber highlights that effective delegation and employee training are essential for creating a self-sustaining business. 5. Financial planning and sustainability. Entrepreneurs should prioritize financial planning to ensure the business remains profitable and resilient. Budgeting, forecasting, and cash flow management are all critical components of sustainable growth. Common pitfalls in the transition to maturity. Gerber also outlines several common challenges that owners face when transitioning to a mature entrepreneurial mindset. Attachment to control. Many owners struggle to let go of control, especially if they are used to handling everything themselves. Gerber warns that holding on to tasks out of fear of losing quality or control can prevent growth. Instead, owners should trust their employees and systems to handle day-to-day tasks effectively. Resistance to change. Transitioning from a technician to an entrepreneurial mindset requires owners to challenge their own habits and beliefs. Gerber explains that this change is often uncomfortable, but necessary for growth. Embracing change and being willing to adapt is a crucial part of the entrepreneurial journey. Lack of systems and structure. Without a strong foundation of systems and processes, businesses remain vulnerable to inconsistency and inefficiency. Gerber emphasizes that systematizing the business reduces dependence on the owner's involvement and enables scalability. Short-term focus. Owners who remain focused on immediate tasks and short-term gains often struggle to achieve maturity. Gerber argues that shifting to a long-term perspective is essential for building a sustainable business. Applying the entrepreneurial perspective to every business. Gerber stresses that any business, regardless of industry or size, can benefit from the entrepreneurial perspective. The concepts of systematization, scalability, and standardized operations are universally applicable and provide a roadmap for success. Industries and market niches. Whether a business is in retail, services, manufacturing, or consulting, the principles of the entrepreneurial perspective apply. Gerber advises that every business should have clear systems, documented processes, and a vision for the future. The role of innovation. Adopting an entrepreneurial perspective doesn't mean sticking to rigid processes without room for improvement. Gerber encourages business owners to continually refine their systems, innovate in their products and services, and adapt to market changes. A pathway to freedom. By building a business that can operate independently, owners gain the freedom to explore new opportunities, take on other ventures, or even step away from the business entirely. Gerber highlights that the entrepreneurial perspective is not just about financial success. It's also about creating a fulfilling, balanced life for the owner. Key takeaways from Chapter 6. 1. Think long-term. Business maturity begins with a long-term vision of success. Owners should define what they want the business to look like in its mature stage and make decisions aligned with that vision. 2. Adopt the franchise prototype model. Designing the business as if it were a franchise ensures consistency, scalability, and efficiency. Documenting processes and standardizing operations help create a self-sustaining business. 3. Focus on systematization. Systems are essential for reducing reliance on the owner and empowering employees to perform their roles independently. Systematization also ensures a consistent customer experience, which builds trust and loyalty. 4. Empower employees through delegation. Effective delegation allows employees to take ownership of their roles and frees the owner from day-to-day tasks. By creating a supportive structure, owners can focus on growth and innovation. 5. Prepare for change. Moving from a technician's perspective to an entrepreneurial perspective requires a willingness to change old habits and embrace new ways of thinking. This shift enables the business to evolve and thrive. Conclusion of Chapter 6. Chapter 6 of TheEMyth Revisited, Maturity and the Entrepreneurial Perspective, provides a roadmap for achieving lasting success through a shift in mindset. By thinking long-term, creating systems, and designing the business as a franchise prototype, owners can move beyond self-employment and build a sustainable enterprise. Gerber's insights highlight that maturity is about creating a business that serves the owner's life goals and allows for personal freedom and growth. Chapter 7, Your Primary Aim. Overview. In Your Primary Aim, Gerber encourages business owners to take a step back from the practical aspects of running a business and reflect on their personal goals and purpose. This chapter emphasizes the idea that a business should not exist in isolation from its owner's life, but rather as a part of a bigger picture that aligns with the owner's deepest desires, values, and dreams. By identifying their primary aim, their ultimate purpose in life, owners can create a business that not only provides financial success, but also personal fulfillment. Defining the primary aim. The primary aim is Gerber's term for an individual's core purpose or vision for their life. He encourages readers to think deeply about their ultimate goals, aspirations, and the kind of life they want to lead. This is more than just setting career or financial goals. It involves envisioning the impact they want to have, the legacy they want to leave, and what truly matters to them. Life beyond the business. Gerber stresses that it's crucial for business owners to look at the bigger picture of their lives. Often, people get so engrossed in the daily operations of their businesses that they lose sight of why they started in the first place. The primary aim serves as a reminder of the life owners want to create, ensuring that the business is a tool to achieve that life rather than an all-consuming responsibility. A guiding star. The primary aim acts as a guiding star for every decision the business owner makes. It becomes the benchmark against which they can measure whether their business actions are aligned with their personal values and aspirations. Having this guiding vision allows owners to stay focused on their long-term goals and prevents them from getting lost in short-term challenges. Purpose-driven business. Gerber explains that a purpose-driven business is often more successful because it resonates with the owner's passion and commitment. When a business aligns with the owner's core purpose, it becomes more than just a means of earning a living. It becomes an extension of their identity and values, which in turn motivates them to keep pushing forward. Reflecting on what truly matters, Gerber provides a series of questions to help readers define their primary aim. These questions encourage owners to think about what is truly important to them and to look beyond traditional measures of success, such as money or status. What do you want out of life? Gerber prompts readers to consider their deepest desires. This question encourages self-reflection on what genuinely brings joy, fulfillment, and meaning to life. He suggests that owners look past immediate needs or societal expectations and think about what they would pursue if there were no limitations. What kind of person do you want to become? The journey of building a business is also a journey of personal growth. Gerber emphasizes that business owners should reflect on the person they want to become through their work, relationships, and personal development. He advises readers to think about the qualities they aspire to embody, such as integrity, compassion, resilience, or creativity. What legacy do you want to leave? Gerber believes that business owners should consider the impact they want to have on others, both within and outside the business. Thinking about legacy encourages owners to focus on building a business that has a positive influence on employees, customers, and the community. This question also invites readers to think about how they want to be remembered and the values they wish to impart. What brings you joy and fulfillment? Gerber explains that personal fulfillment is often found in experiences and activities that bring joy and satisfaction. By identifying these aspects of life, owners can incorporate elements that bring them happiness into their business journey, ensuring that work does not overshadow their overall well-being. Aligning business goals with the primary aim. Once business owners have defined their primary aim, the next step is to ensure that their business goals and strategies are aligned with this personal vision. Gerber provides guidance on creating a business that supports, rather than detracts from, the owner's life goals. Setting business goals with purpose. Gerber emphasizes that business goals should be set with the primary aim in mind. This alignment ensures that business decisions contribute to a life of meaning and fulfillment. For instance, if a primary aim involves spending time with family, the business should be designed to allow for flexibility and balance, rather than requiring constant involvement from the owner. Creating a purposeful work environment. When business owners are clear on their primary aim, they are better equipped to create a work environment that reflects their values. This may include fostering a positive company culture, prioritizing work-life balance for employees, or designing products and services that make a difference in people's lives. Long-term vision over short-term gains. The primary aim reminds owners to prioritize long-term fulfillment over immediate results. Gerber argues that short-term gains, such as profit or expansion, should not overshadow the importance of building a business that supports a meaningful life. By keeping the primary aim in mind, owners are less likely to make decisions that sacrifice their personal values for the sake of quick success. Overcoming common challenges and defining the primary aim. Gerber acknowledges that defining a primary aim is often challenging for business owners, as it requires deep introspection and clarity. He addresses several common obstacles that owners face when trying to articulate their life purpose and offers suggestions for overcoming them. Fear of failure or judgment. Many people hesitate to pursue their true desires out of fear of failing or being judged by others. Gerber encourages owners to be honest with themselves about what they truly want, regardless of external expectations. He emphasizes that the primary aim is deeply personal and should reflect one's authentic desires rather than societal pressures. Overcoming limited beliefs. Gerber explains that people often hold limiting beliefs about what they can achieve or what they deserve. These beliefs can prevent them from envisioning a fulfilling life. He advises business owners to challenge these beliefs and to envision a life that is truly satisfying, even if it seems unrealistic at first. Balancing the personal with the practical. Some business owners struggle to balance their personal goals with the practicalities of running a business. Gerber suggests that aligning business goals with the primary aim doesn't mean ignoring practical considerations, but rather ensuring that the business serves the purpose of enhancing life rather than consuming it. Integrating the primary aim into daily business life, Gerber stresses that a primary aim should not be a distant, abstract goal, but rather something that is integrated into daily decisions and actions within the business. Using the primary aim as a decision-making filter, Gerber advises business owners to use their primary aim as a filter for decision-making. By asking, "Does this decision bring me closer to my vision for my life?" owners can stay aligned with their goals, avoiding distractions or decisions that may lead to burnout or dissatisfaction. Creating habits that reflect personal values, Gerber suggests that integrating small daily habits that reflect one's primary aim can make a significant difference. For example, if an owner's aim involves having a positive impact on the community, they might incorporate charitable giving or community engagement into their business model. Revisiting the primary aim. Regularly, Gerber emphasizes the importance of revisiting and reassessing one's primary aim periodically. As people grow and evolve, their desires and aspirations may change, and it's important for business owners to adapt their businesses to reflect these shifts. This practice helps ensure that the business remains a tool for fulfillment rather than a source of stress or regret. The primary aim and a balanced life. Gerber highlights that defining a primary aim is also essential for maintaining a balanced life. By clarifying what they want, business owners are less likely to sacrifice their personal lives, health, or relationships in pursuit of business success. Setting boundaries. Gerber emphasizes that a clear primary aim allows owners to set boundaries that protect their personal time, relationships, and well-being. Knowing what truly matters makes it easier to say no to activities or commitments that detract from a fulfilling life. Finding joy in the journey. By focusing on their primary aim, owners can find joy not just in the end goal, but in the process of building their business. Gerber suggests that this mindset shift reduces stress, increases motivation, and allows owners to appreciate the small victories along the way. Prioritizing health and well-being. Gerber argues that a business should support, not jeopardize, the owner's well-being. When the primary aim is prioritized, business owners are more likely to make choices that allow for balance, such as taking time off, delegating tasks, or pursuing interests outside of work. Key takeaways from Chapter 7. 1. Define your primary aim. Business owners should take the time to clarify their ultimate life purpose. This primary aim serves as a guiding vision for building a business that enhances life rather than detracting from it. 2. Align business with personal goals. A successful business is one that supports the owner's personal vision. Gerber emphasizes that the primary aim should be the foundation upon which all business goals and strategies are built. 3. Use the primary aim for decision-making. The primary aim should inform every major business decision, ensuring that actions align with the owner's long. Chapter 8. Your strategic objective. In your strategic objective, Gerber introduces the concept of a business's strategic objective as the foundational blueprint for achieving success. This chapter emphasizes that the strategic objective is not just a collection of short-term goals. Rather, it's a detailed plan that clarifies what the business aims to accomplish, the market it will serve, and how it will achieve sustainable growth. This roadmap guides decision-making, shapes the company's operations, and ensures that daily actions align with the business's larger purpose. Gerber highlights that without a clear strategic objective, business owners risk drifting off course, which can hinder growth and lead to burnout. Defining the strategic objective. Gerber explains that a strategic objective is a high-level plan that includes the key outcomes the business must achieve to thrive. Unlike a traditional business plan, which may focus on market analysis, sales projections, or initial investments, the strategic objective is a living document designed to evolve and grow with the business. It serves as a framework that keeps the business focused on achieving its long-term vision. Aligning with the primary aim. The strategic objective must be aligned with the owner's primary aim, as discussed in Chapter 7. Gerber argues that this connection ensures the business not only generates financial success, but also enhances the owner's life by fulfilling their personal aspirations. Setting clear, measurable goals. Gerber advises that a strategic objective should be specific and measurable. Vague statements such as increase revenue are not sufficient. Instead, he encourages owners to set targets like achieve a 10% annual growth rate in revenue or expand market share by 15% within 3 years. This clarity helps the business stay on track and provides benchmarks to assess progress. Focus on longevity. A strategic objective should prioritize longevity and stability over quick profits. Gerber suggests that the objective should outline what the business will look like in 5, 10, or even 20 years, providing a roadmap for sustainable growth. Key components of a strategic objective. Gerber outlines several essential elements of a strategic objective, each contributing to a holistic vision for the business's growth and success. These elements act as building blocks, ensuring that the business is positioned for long-term stability and relevance. 1. Financial goals. Gerber stresses the importance of setting clear financial goals as they provide a tangible measure of the business's success. He recommends defining key financial targets such as projected revenue, profit margins, cash flow requirements, and other relevant metrics. Financial goals act as both motivation and a practical checkpoint, helping the owner assess whether the business is on the right path. 2. Target market. A strategic objective should clearly define the business's target market, including the demographics, needs, and preferences of the customers it aims to serve. Gerber emphasizes that understanding the target market allows for more effective product development, marketing, and customer service, ultimately building a loyal customer base. Product and service standards. Gerber argues that defining the quality and standards of products or services is critical to establishing a strong reputation and maintaining customer satisfaction. By setting standards that align with the business's core values, owners can ensure consistency and reliability, which are crucial for long-term success. Operational structure. The strategic objective should outline the key operational systems required for the business to function effectively. This includes defining roles, responsibilities, and workflow processes that allow for scalability and efficiency. Gerber suggests that this operational clarity enables the business to run smoothly, even in the owner's absence. Differentiation and competitive advantage. Gerber stresses the need for every business to establish a unique selling proposition, USP, or competitive advantage that sets it apart from competitors. This distinction can be based on pricing, product features, customer experience, or brand identity. Clearly defining what makes the business unique ensures that it remains relevant and attractive to its target audience. 6. Exit strategy. Although it may seem counterintuitive, Gerber suggests that a strong strategic objective includes an exit strategy. By planning for the eventual sale, succession, or closure of the business, owners are encouraged to build a company that can thrive independently of their daily involvement. The role of financial projections. Setting realistic revenue targets. Gerber emphasizes the importance of setting realistic and achievable revenue targets. Overly ambitious projections can lead to stress and disappointment, while conservative projections may hinder growth. He encourages owners to base revenue targets on thorough market research, customer demand, and industry trends. Profit margin goals. Gerber explains that focusing on profit margins, rather than just revenue, is essential for building a sustainable business. By setting clear profit margin goals, owners can make informed pricing and cost-cutting decisions that support long-term profitability. Cash flow management. Cash flow is critical to any business's stability, especially in the early stages. Gerber advises that a strong strategic objective includes cash flow projections, allowing owners to plan for expenses, investments, and potential downturns. Proper cash flow management ensures that the business remains solvent even during periods of slow growth. Identifying and understanding the target market is a fundamental component of the strategic objective. Gerber emphasizes that a successful business doesn't try to serve everyone. Instead, it focuses on a specific group of customers whose needs and preferences align with the business's offerings. Market research. Gerber encourages business owners to conduct thorough market research to understand their customers' needs, preferences, and buying behaviors. This research allows the business to create products and services that genuinely resonate with its audience. Defining the ideal customer. Gerber suggests that owners create a detailed profile of their ideal customer, including demographic information, age, gender, income level, psychographics, lifestyle, values, interests, and pain points, needs, problems, or desires. This clarity helps shape every aspect of the business, from product design to marketing strategies. Building customer relationships. Understanding the target market enables businesses to build meaningful, long-term relationships with their customers. Gerber explains that customer loyalty is built through consistent engagement, superior service, and tailored experiences, all of which stem from a clear understanding of the audience. The importance of operational structure. Gerber stresses that an efficient operational structure is essential for achieving a strategic objective. Without a well-defined structure, businesses are prone to inefficiencies, bottlenecks, and dependency on the owner for every decision. Creating a blueprint for roles and responsibilities. Gerber advises that owners define every role within the business, outlining responsibilities, reporting structures, and workflows. This clarity allows each team member to understand their duties and perform them effectively, which is crucial for scalability. Standard operating procedures. Gerber emphasizes the importance of documenting processes through standard operating procedures, SOPs. SOPs create consistency, reduce errors, and allow for easier onboarding of new employees. SOPs also ensure that tasks can be completed efficiently without requiring the owner's constant involvement. Systematizing for efficiency and growth. By creating systems that streamline operations, owners can make the business more efficient and scalable. Gerber explains that systematizing allows the business to grow without overwhelming its resources or requiring additional manpower. Creating a unique selling proposition (USP). Gerber emphasizes that the business's unique selling proposition (USP) is vital to its competitive advantage. The USP is the distinctive quality or feature that sets the business apart from competitors, giving customers a compelling reason to choose it over others. Defining what makes the business unique. Gerber advises business owners to analyze the market and identify what their business offers that others do not. This differentiation could be based on price, quality, convenience, customer experience, or a specific feature of the product or service. Communicating the USP to customers. Gerber explains that once the USP is defined, it should be communicated clearly to customers. The USP should be woven into the brand's messaging, marketing campaigns, and customer interactions, reinforcing why the business is the best choice. Evolving the USP over time. Gerber notes that the USP should evolve to stay relevant with changes in the market and customer preferences. By periodically reassessing and adjusting the USP, businesses can maintain their competitive edge. Preparing for business independence and exit. Gerber emphasizes that a strategic objective should consider the business's ability to function independently of the owner. Planning for eventual independence ensures that the business can operate smoothly, regardless of the owner's involvement, and sets the stage for a successful exit strategy. Creating a self-sustaining business. Gerber explains that the goal is to create a business that can run autonomously. This requires a strong team, documented processes, and reliable systems that allow for consistent operations without the owner's daily input. Considering succession or sale. Even if an owner has no immediate plans to sell the business, Gerber argues that planning for succession or sale increases its value. A business that can operate independently is more attractive to potential buyers or successors, as it demonstrates stability and longevity. Building value beyond the owner. By establishing a strategic objective that includes succession planning, owners ensure that the business's value is not solely tied to their personal involvement. This mindset allows the business to thrive as a separate entity and makes it more viable for long-term growth or sale. Key takeaways from Chapter 8. 1. Set a clear, measurable strategic objective. Business owners should establish a strategic objective that includes measurable goals, a target market, and clear standards for products, services, and operations. Focus on financial projections and cash flow. Setting realistic financial targets and managing cash flow are essential for achieving long-term growth and stability. 3. Define and understand the target market. A thorough understanding of the target market allows the business to create meaningful products and build lasting customer relationships. 4. Systematize operations. A structured operational framework and documented processes are crucial for scalability, efficiency, and independence from the owner's constant involvement. 5. Develop a unique selling proposition. Defining a USP helps the business stand out from competitors and maintain relevance in the market. 6. Plan for independence and exit. Preparing for eventual independence ensures that the business can run autonomously, which enhances its value and viability for future sale or succession. In your strategic objective, Gerber challenges business owners to create a business plan that goes beyond day-to-day operations and focuses on a vision of long-term success, sustainability, and independence. Through careful planning, clarity, and alignment with the owner's primary aim, the strategic objective provides a roadmap that ensures the business becomes a valuable, self-sustaining asset. Chapter 9, Your Organizational Strategy. Gerber emphasizes the value of implementing a structured organizational framework for every business, regardless of its current size. Many small businesses struggle because they lack a clear hierarchy or system for delegating tasks, resulting in inefficiency, burnout, and confusion. Gerber advocates for creating an organizational chart that assigns specific roles and responsibilities to each position within the company. The goal is to design a structure that allows the business to run smoothly, fosters accountability, and sets the foundation for future growth. The purpose of an organizational strategy. Gerber begins by explaining that an organizational strategy serves as a blueprint for how tasks are managed and decisions are made within the business. This structure eliminates ambiguity, enabling team members to understand their roles and perform their tasks without unnecessary supervision or micromanagement. Defining accountability. An effective organizational strategy assigns accountability to every role, ensuring that each individual knows what they are responsible for and how their work contributes to the business's overall success. Gerber stresses that accountability is vital for maintaining standards and achieving consistency. Building for scalability. A well-defined organizational structure enables a business to scale up without chaos. By establishing a clear hierarchy and processes early on, owners can add new team members and expand operations without overwhelming existing resources or sacrificing quality. Empowering independence. Gerber emphasizes that an organizational strategy empowers employees to work independently, which reduces the owner's daily involvement. When employees know exactly what is expected of them, they can execute tasks without constant guidance, which frees up the owner to focus on strategic growth. Creating an organizational chart. The organizational chart is a visual representation of the business's hierarchy, outlining roles and reporting structures. Gerber suggests that every business, no matter how small, should have an organizational chart that clarifies who is responsible for each function. 1. Identify key functions. Gerber recommends that business owners start by identifying the key functions required to run the business. These functions often include operations, marketing, sales, customer service, accounting, and human resources. Understanding these core functions provides a framework for assigning responsibilities. 2. Define each position. Each function should be divided into specific positions, each with a unique role and set of tasks. Gerber advises business owners to define every position in terms of duties, necessary skills, and expected outcomes. This clarity ensures that each employee understands their role and how it contributes to the overall operation. 3. Assign responsibilities, not people. Gerber cautions against creating an organizational chart based on existing employees. Instead, he advises owners to focus on defining roles and responsibilities first. This approach allows the business to scale by filling roles with individuals who have the right skills, rather than forcing employees into roles that may not suit them. 4. Clarify reporting relationships. An essential part of the organizational chart is defining the reporting relationships. Every position should have a clear supervisor or department head to maintain accountability. Gerber emphasizes that this hierarchy prevents confusion and ensures that everyone understands who they report to. 5. Design for growth. Gerber encourages owners to design their organizational chart with growth in mind. By creating positions that are necessary for future expansion, owners can plan for hiring and delegation as the business scales. Understanding the key roles in a business. Gerber identifies 3 primary roles within a business: the entrepreneur, the manager, and the technician. Each of these roles represents a distinct function necessary for the business's success, and understanding their unique contributions helps in organizing the business. The entrepreneur. This is the visionary role responsible for setting the long-term goals and direction of the business. The entrepreneur is focused on innovation, growth opportunities, and strategic planning. Gerber highlights that the entrepreneur's role is essential for driving the business forward. This role is responsible for creating and maintaining systems, overseeing day-to-day operations, and ensuring that tasks are completed efficiently. The manager organizes resources and people to achieve the business's objectives. The technician performs the hands-on work, delivering the products or services the business offers. Gerber emphasizes that while the technician's work is essential, the technician's perspective is often focused on the present, which can lead to tunnel vision if not balanced by the entrepreneur and manager roles. Gerber explains that in a small business, one person may initially fill all 3 roles, but to grow sustainably, it's essential to recognize the unique responsibilities of each role and gradually delegate or hire accordingly. Developing job descriptions and performance standards. Once the organizational chart is established, Gerber recommends creating detailed job descriptions and performance standards for each role. These descriptions outline the specific tasks, expectations, and skills required, while performance standards provide measurable goals that each position must achieve. Clarity and expectations. Gerber argues that a clear job description ensures that every team member knows what is expected of them. This clarity not only improves productivity but also enhances job satisfaction, as employees understand their contributions to the business. Setting performance standards. Performance standards provide benchmarks that allow employees to evaluate their progress and effectiveness. Gerber suggests that these standards be specific, measurable, and aligned with the business's objectives. For example, a performance standard for a sales role might be achieve a minimum of 20 sales per month, or maintain a customer satisfaction rating of 90% or higher. Regular reviews and feedback. Gerber advocates for regular performance reviews to provide employees with constructive feedback. He explains that feedback is essential for personal and professional growth, as it allows employees to refine their skills and align their work with the business's expectations. The power of delegation. In your organizational strategy, Gerber highlights the importance of delegation in freeing up the owner's time for strategic work. Delegation allows employees to take ownership of their tasks, which fosters a sense of responsibility and improves overall efficiency. Overcoming the owner's need for control. Many business owners struggle to delegate tasks, fearing that no one else will meet their standards. Gerber argues that this mindset is detrimental to growth, as it leads to burnout and limits the business's potential. He encourages owners to trust their team and focus on building a reliable structure that enables successful delegation. Assigning responsibility with authority. Gerber emphasizes that delegation is most effective when employees are given both responsibility and the authority to make decisions. This autonomy empowers employees to take initiative, solve problems, and perform tasks without waiting for constant approval. Building trust through systems. Gerber explains that well-designed systems provide a framework that makes delegation successful. When employees have clear processes to follow, they are more likely to perform tasks correctly and consistently, reducing the owner's need for oversight. The importance of consistency. A consistent organizational strategy ensures that the business operates efficiently, regardless of who is performing each role. Gerber argues that consistency is essential for building customer trust and maintaining high standards. Standardizing processes. Gerber advocates for creating standardized processes for every task within the business, from customer service to inventory management. Standardization ensures that every team member performs tasks in the same way, reducing errors and improving efficiency. Training and development. Consistency requires thorough training to ensure that every team member understands the business's standards and processes. Gerber suggests implementing training programs that teach employees how to perform tasks according to the business's guidelines, which reinforces quality and reliability. Documenting procedures. Gerber emphasizes that procedures should be documented in a business manual that serves as a reference for employees. This manual provides step-by-step instructions for every task, ensuring that new hires can quickly learn the business's methods and expectations. Aligning the organization with the vision. In your organizational strategy, Gerber stresses that a successful organizational structure is one that aligns with the business's overall vision and strategic objectives. Every role, responsibility, and system within the business should contribute to achieving its long-term goals. Communicating the vision to the team. Gerber advises business owners to share the business's vision with their team, as it fosters a sense of purpose and commitment. When employees understand how their roles contribute to a larger mission, they are more motivated and engaged. Ensuring every role adds value. Gerber encourages owners to regularly assess the organizational chart to ensure that every position adds value to the business. As the business grows, certain roles may need to be redefined or eliminated to keep the structure lean and efficient. Evolving with growth. Gerber emphasizes that the organizational strategy should be flexible, allowing for adjustments as the business expands. As new needs arise, the organizational chart may require additional roles or shifts in responsibilities to accommodate growth. Key takeaways from Chapter 9. 1. Create a clear organizational chart. Even small businesses benefit from a formal structure that defines roles, responsibilities, and reporting relationships. 2. Define job descriptions and performance standards. Clear job descriptions and measurable performance standards provide employees with direction and accountability, promoting consistency and efficiency. 3. Embrace delegation. Delegation empowers employees and frees up the owner's time for strategic work, making it essential for growth. 4. Standardize processes. Standardized processes ensure that tasks are performed consistently, building trust and reliability among customers and employees. 5. Align the organization with the vision. The organizational strategy should align with the business's long-term vision, ensuring that every role contributes to achieving the business's goals. In your organizational strategy, Gerber shows that a structured, well-defined organizational strategy is a fundamental component of business success. By establishing clear roles, responsibilities, and systems, business owners can create an environment that fosters accountability, consistency, and growth, setting the foundation for long-term success. Chapter 10. Your management strategy. Gerber underscores the need for small business owners to establish a management approach that goes beyond mere supervision. Effective management, he argues, is about creating an environment in which employees can perform at their best without constant oversight. A well-defined management strategy allows the business to operate consistently, even as it grows, and empowers the team to deliver excellent results. Gerber's approach centers on creating systems that enable employees to understand, execute, and improve upon their tasks independently. Why a management strategy matters. Many small business owners manage reactively, addressing issues as they arise rather than proactively creating systems to prevent them. Gerber argues that this approach is exhausting and inefficient. Instead, he advocates for a management strategy built on predictable processes, which ensures that tasks are performed consistently and problems are minimized. Consistency in results. A management strategy based on systems ensures that tasks are performed consistently, which is essential for building customer trust and maintaining quality. Gerber emphasizes that predictable outcomes are a key component of a reliable business. Empowering the team. With a strong management strategy, employees understand exactly what is expected of them and have the resources to complete their tasks independently. Gerber argues that this empowerment leads to higher productivity and job satisfaction, as employees feel more in control of their work. Scaling the business. Effective management is essential for scaling a business, as it allows owners to delegate tasks and responsibilities confidently. Gerber points out that a systematized approach to management prevents chaos as the business grows, ensuring that quality and efficiency are maintained. Systems-driven management. Gerber introduces the concept of systems-driven management, which involves creating documented processes for every aspect of the business. These systems act as the backbone of the business, providing employees with a clear roadmap for performing their tasks. 1. Documenting processes. Gerber stresses that every process, from handling customer inquiries to managing inventory, should be documented in detail. This documentation serves as a reference for employees and ensures that tasks are completed in the same way each time, regardless of who is performing them. Standard Operating Procedures, SOPs. Gerber recommends creating SOPs for each role within the organization. These procedures outline the exact steps for performing specific tasks, leaving little room for error or improvisation. SOPs ensure consistency, which is especially important in customer-facing roles where even minor deviations can affect customer experience. Feedback loops for continuous improvement. While systems should provide consistency, Gerber emphasizes the importance of continuous improvement. Feedback loops allow employees to suggest improvements to existing systems, which keeps the business adaptable and responsive to changes. 4. Clear metrics for success. Gerber encourages owners to establish metrics that gauge the success of each process. These metrics allow managers to evaluate whether systems are working as intended and make adjustments as needed. For example, a customer service process might have metrics for response time, customer satisfaction, and issue resolution. Roles of a manager in a systems-driven business. Gerber defines the manager's role in a systems-driven business as a facilitator rather than a supervisor. Managers in such an environment are responsible for ensuring that systems are followed, maintained, and refined. Ensuring compliance with systems. The primary role of a manager is to ensure that employees adhere to established systems. This responsibility prevents variation in how tasks are completed, which is essential for maintaining quality and efficiency. Training and onboarding. Managers are also responsible for training employees on the business's systems. Gerber highlights the importance of thorough onboarding as it helps new hires understand their roles, the business's expectations, and the systems they need to follow. Monitoring performance metrics. In a systems-driven business, managers track performance metrics to assess how well processes are working. By monitoring these metrics, managers can identify areas where systems need improvement or where additional training is required. Facilitating improvement. Gerber stresses that managers should act as facilitators of continuous improvement, encouraging employees to provide feedback on the systems they use daily. This approach ensures that systems remain effective and relevant as the business evolves. Building a culture of accountability. In your management strategy, Gerber emphasizes the importance of accountability in a successful business. A well-defined management strategy instills a sense of ownership in employees, which motivates them to perform at their best. Establishing clear expectations. Accountability begins with clear expectations. Gerber advises business owners to communicate their standards and expectations explicitly so employees understand what is required of them. Providing regular feedback. Regular feedback is essential for maintaining accountability. Gerber suggests that managers conduct routine performance reviews to discuss employees' progress, offer guidance, and recognize achievements. Constructive feedback helps employees improve, while positive reinforcement encourages continued excellence. Aligning individual goals with business goals. Gerber recommends aligning employees' goals with the business's overarching objectives. When employees see how their work contributes to the business's success, they are more likely to take ownership of their roles and strive for excellence. Rewarding accountability and initiative. Gerber suggests that business owners reward employees who demonstrate accountability and take initiative. By recognizing and rewarding these behaviors, owners can cultivate a culture of accountability that reinforces the business's values and promotes a proactive work environment. The importance of leadership in management. Gerber underscores that effective management requires strong leadership. A manager's role is not only to enforce systems, but also to inspire and guide employees toward the business's vision. He highlights several key leadership qualities that are essential for effective management. Visionary thinking. Managers should always keep the business's long-term vision in mind and communicate it to their team. Gerber explains that a clear vision motivates employees and gives purpose to their work. 2. Empathy and understanding. Empathetic leadership fosters a supportive work environment where employees feel valued. Gerber emphasizes that managers should listen to their team's concerns, provide support, and address issues promptly. 3. Decisiveness. Gerber argues that managers must make quick, confident decisions to maintain the business's momentum. Decisive leadership ensures that employees feel secure and allows the business to adapt to changes or challenges swiftly. Leading by example. Managers should model the behaviors they expect from their team. Gerber stresses that managers who demonstrate accountability, dedication, and integrity set a positive example that inspires employees to adopt the same values. Challenges of implementing a management strategy. Implementing a management strategy can be challenging, especially for small business owners accustomed to handling everything themselves. Gerber addresses some common challenges and offers solutions to overcome them. Resistance to systems. Some employees may resist structured systems, especially if they are used to working independently. Gerber recommends explaining the benefits of systems and involving employees in the process to gain their buy-in. Delegation difficulties. Many business owners struggle to delegate tasks, fearing a loss of control. Gerber advises owners to trust their team and focus on building reliable systems that make delegation easier. Adapting to growth. As the business grows, existing systems may need to be adjusted to accommodate new employees, customers, or products. Gerber encourages owners to view their management strategy as a flexible framework that can evolve with the business's needs. Maintaining consistency. Gerber cautions that consistency is critical for a systems-driven business. He advises managers to conduct regular reviews of systems to ensure they are still effective and make updates as needed. Key takeaways from Chapter 10. 1. Adopt a systems-driven management approach. A management strategy based on systems creates consistency, improves efficiency, and reduces the owner's daily involvement. 2. Document all processes. Detailed documentation of processes ensures that tasks are completed consistently, which builds reliability and trust with customers. 3. Empower employees with clear expectations. Accountability and clear expectations enable employees to work independently, boosting productivity and morale. 4. Develop strong leadership skills. Effective management requires leadership qualities like vision, empathy, decisiveness, and leading by example. 5. Create a culture of continuous improvement. By encouraging feedback and refining systems, business owners can ensure that their management strategy adapts to the business's growth and changing needs. 6. Prioritize accountability and ownership. Employees who understand their responsibilities and see how their roles contribute to the business's goals are more likely to take ownership of their tasks and perform at their best. In your management strategy, Gerber provides a roadmap for small business owners to establish a structured management approach that promotes independence, accountability, and scalability. By focusing on systems and leadership, business owners can build a self-sustaining organization capable of consistent growth and success. This chapter is a call for business owners to step away from constant problem-solving and embrace proactive management that empowers employees and supports the business's long-term vision. Chapter 11, Your People Strategy. Gerber explains that every successful business must develop an intentional approach to managing people. Rather than simply filling positions, business owners should aim to recruit individuals who share the company's vision, train them thoroughly, and create a work environment that motivates them to stay and excel. Gerber argues that by focusing on people as assets, a business can create a loyal, motivated team capable of executing the company's systems effectively and consistently. The importance of a people strategy. Many small business owners, especially those new to management, overlook the importance of a well-thought-out people strategy. Gerber highlights that recruiting the right people, providing them with comprehensive training, and fostering a positive work environment is essential for maintaining quality, driving growth, and scaling the business. Finding the right people. A strong people strategy begins with recruiting individuals who not only possess the skills required for their role, but also align with the company's culture and values. Gerber emphasizes that shared values and a sense of purpose are essential for creating a cohesive, motivated team. Training and development. Investing in training is critical to a people strategy. Gerber explains that without proper training, even the most talented employees can struggle to perform well. Training should cover both technical skills and an understanding of the business's values and goals, which ensures that employees feel capable and aligned with the company's mission. Motivation and retention. A solid people strategy includes efforts to keep employees engaged and motivated. Gerber argues that when employees feel valued and understand their contribution to the business, they are more likely to stay with the company and perform at their best. Recruiting, more than just filling positions. Gerber emphasizes that hiring the right people requires more than simply filling vacant positions. He encourages business owners to think strategically about the types of people they want on their team and to create a recruitment process that attracts individuals who align with the company's vision. 1. Define the ideal candidate profile. Gerber advises business owners to develop a detailed profile of their ideal employee. This profile should include technical skills, personality traits, values, and other qualities that will contribute to the company's culture and success. By defining the ideal candidate, owners can create job listings and interview questions that attract people who fit well with the business. 2. Hire for attitude and train for skill. Gerber suggests that business owners prioritize attitude over technical skills when hiring. While skills can be taught, attitude and cultural fit are harder to change. He explains that employees who believe in the business's mission and values are more likely to perform well and contribute positively to the work environment. 3. Develop a structured hiring process. A structured hiring process helps ensure that new hires meet the company's standards and align with its culture. Gerber recommends creating a standardized interview process that evaluates candidates on both technical ability and cultural fit, making it easier to identify the best people for each role. 4. Look for long-term potential. Gerber encourages business owners to think beyond immediate needs and consider each candidate's long-term potential. Hiring employees who can grow with the business reduces turnover and helps build a loyal team that can take on greater responsibilities over time. Training and onboarding, setting employees up for success. Gerber emphasizes that training and onboarding are essential to integrating new employees into the company and setting them up for success. He explains that a well-designed onboarding process can increase productivity, enhance job satisfaction, and improve retention. Orientation and integration. Effective onboarding introduces new employees to the company's mission, values, and expectations. Gerber stresses the importance of helping employees understand how their role fits into the larger mission, which fosters a sense of purpose and belonging from the start. Hands-on training. Gerber advises business owners to provide hands-on training that enables employees to master the tasks associated with their role. This training should cover not only technical skills, but also the systems and processes that the company relies on. By investing in thorough training, owners can reduce errors, improve efficiency, and build employees' confidence in their roles. Ongoing development opportunities. Training should not stop after the initial onboarding phase. Gerber encourages business owners to provide continuous development opportunities, such as workshops, mentorship, or online courses. Ongoing development keeps employees engaged, helps them improve their skills, and enables the business to adapt to new challenges. Motivation and retention, building a loyal team. In your people strategy, Gerber explains that retaining skilled, motivated employees is just as important as recruiting them. A strong people strategy includes efforts to keep employees engaged and loyal to the company. 1. Provide clear goals and feedback. Gerber emphasizes the importance of setting clear, achievable goals for employees. By providing regular feedback on their performance, managers can help employees understand where they excel and where they can improve. Constructive feedback also shows employees that the company is invested in their growth, which increases their commitment to the business. Recognize and reward excellence. Recognizing employees' contributions is essential for motivation and morale. Gerber suggests implementing a recognition program that rewards employees for outstanding performance, whether through financial incentives, promotions, or public acknowledgement. Recognizing employees' hard work helps them feel valued and encourages them to continue performing at a high level. 3. Foster a positive work environment. Gerber argues that a positive, supportive work environment is key to employee satisfaction and retention. Business owners should create an atmosphere where employees feel respected, heard, and appreciated. A healthy work environment reduces stress, improves morale, and fosters teamwork. 4. Offer opportunities for growth and advancement. Gerber points out that employees are more likely to stay with a company if they see opportunities for career growth. By promoting from within and offering professional development, business owners can keep their team motivated and invested in the company's future. Encourage work-life balance. Gerber advises business owners to support employees' work-life balance. Offering flexibility, reasonable hours, and understanding personal commitments can make a big difference in employee satisfaction. Employees who feel supported in balancing their work and personal lives are more likely to stay with the company long-term. Creating a culture of accountability and ownership. Gerber believes that a successful people strategy includes creating a culture where employees feel accountable for their work and take ownership of their responsibilities. This culture fosters a sense of pride and responsibility, which drives higher performance and engagement. Define responsibilities clearly. Gerber emphasizes the importance of clearly defining each employee's role and responsibilities. When employees understand what is expected of them, they are more likely to take ownership of their tasks and perform them with pride. Promote accountability at all levels. Gerber suggests creating a culture of accountability by holding everyone responsible for their actions, from entry-level employees to top management. By promoting accountability, business owners can build a team where everyone is committed to achieving the company's goals. Encourage problem-solving and initiative. A strong people strategy empowers employees to take initiative and solve problems independently. Gerber argues that when employees are encouraged to think critically and find solutions, they become more invested in their work and take pride in their contributions. Lead by example. Gerber stresses that leaders should model the behaviors they expect from their team. When business owners and managers demonstrate accountability, dedication, and respect, they set a positive example that inspires employees to adopt the same values. Overcoming challenges in building a people strategy. Building an effective people strategy can be challenging, especially for small business owners who are new to hiring and managing teams. Gerber addresses some common challenges and offers strategies to overcome them. Managing diverse personalities. Every team is made up of individuals with unique personalities and working styles. Gerber advises business owners to understand and appreciate these differences, adapting their management style to meet each employee's needs. Balancing structure and flexibility. Gerber points out that while systems and processes are essential, it's important to allow some flexibility to accommodate employees' unique approaches. Striking this balance ensures that employees feel empowered to perform their best without compromising consistency. Handling turnover. Employee turnover can disrupt a business and affect morale. Gerber recommends creating a people strategy that focuses on retention, but he also advises business owners to be prepared for turnover by cross-training employees and documenting processes to ease transitions. Providing competitive compensation. Gerber acknowledges that compensation plays a role in employee satisfaction and retention. While small businesses may have limited budgets, he encourages owners to offer competitive wages, benefits, and other perks to attract and retain talent. Key takeaways from Chapter 11. 1. Develop a people-centric recruitment process. A strong people strategy begins with recruiting individuals who align with the company's culture and values. Hiring for attitude and training for skill ensures a cohesive, motivated team. 2. Invest in comprehensive training. Effective onboarding and training set employees up for success, enhancing productivity and job satisfaction. 3. Motivate and retain employees. Providing clear goals, recognition, opportunities for growth, and a positive work environment increases retention and engagement. Foster accountability and ownership. Creating a culture of accountability and ownership drives higher performance, pride in work, and team commitment to the company's goals. 5. Create a supportive, inclusive environment. Understanding and adapting to individual employee needs promotes a sense of belonging and loyalty, which strengthens the team and enhances productivity. In your people strategy, Gerber provides a roadmap for business owners to build a motivated, loyal team that embodies the company's values and drives its success. By focusing on hiring the right people, providing thorough training, and creating an environment that fosters accountability, Gerber shows that a people-centered approach is key to building a sustainable and successful business. Chapter 12, Your Marketing Strategy. Gerber argues that marketing is an art that requires empathy and insight into customers' experiences. Rather than a traditional, transactional view of marketing, Gerber encourages business owners to see it as a continuous, integral part of the business that affects every customer interaction. He explains how a well-designed marketing strategy can differentiate a business in a crowded marketplace and build lasting relationships with customers. Understanding the customer experience. Gerber begins by urging business owners to understand their customers at a deep level. Successful marketing goes beyond surface-level demographics. It requires a comprehensive understanding of what customers truly need, want, and value. He emphasizes that the goal is to make customers feel understood, valued, and served. Identify core needs and desires. Gerber explains that customers often have core needs and desires that go beyond the product or service itself. For example, a customer buying a home cleaning service may also be looking for peace of mind, convenience, or a sense of security. By identifying these core desires, business owners can tailor their marketing messages to address these underlying needs. Conduct customer research. To understand customers' experiences fully, Gerber recommends conducting in-depth research, whether through surveys, interviews, or observation. Insights gained from research can reveal what customers genuinely value, what frustrates them, and what they hope to achieve when they choose a product or service. Create an emotional connection. Gerber stresses the importance of creating an emotional connection with customers. He explains that people make decisions based on emotion, so a successful marketing strategy should aim to connect with customers on a personal level. This connection helps build trust and fosters loyalty, transforming one-time buyers into repeat customers. Crafting a unique value proposition. Gerber argues that every business must offer something unique that distinguishes it from competitors. A strong value proposition articulates what makes the business special and why customers should choose it over others. 1. Define what sets you apart. Gerber advises business owners to identify their unique strengths and communicate them clearly. Whether it's exceptional customer service, a unique product feature, or a compelling brand story, this distinction is what attracts and retains customers. 2. Communicate benefits over features. Customers are primarily interested in the benefits they'll receive, not just the features of a product or service. Gerber explains that marketing messages should focus on how the business improves customers' lives, solves their problems, or fulfills their desires. 3. Align with customer values. In addition to highlighting unique offerings, Gerber encourages business owners to consider the values that matter to their target audience. A business that demonstrates alignment with its customers' values, such as sustainability, innovation, or community support, builds a stronger brand connection. Developing a consistent brand message. Gerber explains that consistency is a key element of a successful marketing strategy. Every interaction, whether online or offline, should reflect the brand's core message and values. Consistency builds trust, reinforces the brand's identity, and ensures that customers know what to expect from the business. Create a unified brand identity. Gerber advises business owners to create a clear and consistent brand identity that includes the business's mission, vision, values, and visual elements. This identity should be reflected in all marketing materials, website design, social media, and customer communications. Reinforce core messages in all channels. Consistency extends to messaging across all channels, including advertisements, social media, emails, and in-store experiences. Gerber explains that by reinforcing core messages in each channel, business owners can create a cohesive brand experience that resonates with customers. Build trust through consistency. Gerber emphasizes that consistent branding builds trust by setting clear expectations. When customers experience the same level of quality and service every time, they develop a sense of reliability and are more likely to return and recommend the business to others. delivering on your brand promise. Gerber stresses that the foundation of effective marketing is delivering on promises. He explains that even the best marketing efforts can fail if the business does not follow through on its commitments. A brand promise is the assurance the business gives its customers, and fulfilling this promise builds loyalty, trust, and satisfaction. 1. Make promises you can keep. Gerber advises business owners to make realistic promises and avoid overpromising or setting unattainable expectations. A business that consistently delivers on its promises gains a reputation for reliability and integrity. 2. Focus on service quality. Service quality is an integral part of a brand's reputation. Gerber emphasizes that every customer interaction should reinforce the brand's values and demonstrate its commitment to excellence. A high standard of service ensures that customers feel valued and respected. 3. Handle issues transparently. No business is perfect, and mistakes can happen. Gerber explains that handling issues transparently and proactively can actually strengthen customer loyalty. When businesses take responsibility for errors and work to resolve them, customers feel respected and valued, which enhances their trust in the brand. Creating long-term relationships with customers. Gerber argues that successful marketing doesn't end with a sale. Instead, the goal should be to build long-term relationships with customers, turning them into advocates who promote the business to others. Prioritize customer retention. Gerber explains that retaining existing customers is often more cost-effective than acquiring new ones. Retention efforts, such as loyalty programs, personalized offers, or exceptional customer service, help keep customers engaged and encourage repeat business. Encourage customer feedback. Listening to customers and incorporating their feedback demonstrates that the business values their opinions. Gerber suggests creating channels for feedback, such as surveys or social media, and using this input to improve products, services, and the overall customer experience. Build a community around your brand. Gerber advocates for creating a sense of community around the brand. Whether through online communities, social media engagement, or events, fostering connections between customers and the brand creates a loyal following that helps drive growth and longevity. Key takeaways from Chapter 12. 1. Understand your customers' needs and desires. Effective marketing begins with a deep understanding of what customers value and seek in a product or service. 2. Differentiate your brand. A unique value proposition that highlights what sets the business apart from competitors is essential to attracting and retaining customers. 3. Ensure consistency across all touchpoints. Consistency in branding and messaging creates a cohesive customer experience that builds trust and reinforces the brand's identity. 4. Deliver on your brand promise. Following through on commitments and maintaining high service quality is critical to building customer loyalty. 5. Cultivate long-term relationships. Building relationships with customers and fostering a sense of community around the brand creates loyal customers who support the business over the long term. Conclusion: The E-Myth Revisited, a blueprint for business success. In The E-Myth Revisited, MichaelEGerber provides a comprehensive guide for small business owners seeking to transform their operations from chaotic, exhausting endeavors into streamlined, sustainable enterprises. Through his insights, Gerber empowers entrepreneurs to break free from common myths and create businesses that serve their lives, not the other way around. The book covers a wide array of critical business areas, from the importance of developing a strong organizational structure to understanding the roles of innovation and systems in scaling a business. Gerber's emphasis on mindset, particularly the distinction between working in the business and on the business, reminds owners that their role is not merely to perform day-to-day tasks, but to lead and shape their business for future growth. Each chapter builds on a core principle of the E-Myth philosophy, illustrating that a successful business is the result of thoughtful planning, robust systems, and intentional strategies. Gerber highlights the importance of viewing the business as a product that can be continuously refined and optimized. By establishing effective systems, creating a people strategy, and executing a customer-centric marketing approach, owners can build businesses that not only survive but thrive in competitive markets. In closing, The E-Myth Revisited is more than a business book. It's a transformative guide for any entrepreneur looking to move from a technician's mindset to that of a visionary leader. Gerber's principles equip readers with the knowledge and confidence to tackle challenges, build sustainable systems, and ultimately achieve the freedom and success they envisioned when they first set out on their entrepreneurial journey. Whether you are just starting out or have been running a business for years, The E-Myth Revisited offers invaluable insights and a proven blueprint for transforming your business into a well-oiled machine that brings both personal fulfillment and financial reward. Thank you for listening to this summary of The E-Myth Revisited by MichaelEGerber. If you found this summary helpful, consider subscribing for more content to our channel Power Books. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments about which parts resonated with you most. Remember, knowledge is just a potential power. The application of knowledge is power, and the best time to act is always now. Until next time, keep believing in yourself and never give up on your dreams.